Whoa, I'm over here again, and things are well lit? And wait a second, boom, boom, boom! There's editing? Holy shit! Apparently I'm trying again. So recently, a couple of YouTubers that I've been following for a couple of years, Tommy Oliver and Jesse Wood, who have been prominent members of the Brony community, released videos announcing that they were stepping away from the whole pony video thing. But not before completely lambasting the community that they've been such a huge part of. And I can't blame them. I mean, honestly, the Brony fandom has kind of become shit. But honestly, what fandoms haven't? I know that every single fandom I've been a part of, I hold some kind of hatred for. MLP, TMNT, MGS, Castlevania, fuck gaming in general. They can all just go eat a dick. But if there's one fandom that pisses me off more than any of them, it is the Dragon Ball fandom. They were without doubt the most confused, backward-ass humans I've ever come across. Now before I continue, let me just go ahead and state I have no problem with fans. It is the collective hive mind that it is the fandom that I hate. It's like Agent K said.
A person is smart. People are dumb, panicky, dangerous animals, and you know it.
So, everybody always wants to invoke the name of the mighty Toriyama and make declarations about what is and is not canon, when they want to lambaste GT or defend the new movies, but when that same logic conflicts with their own personal preferences, they pull a complete 180. They constantly remind everyone that GT isn't canon because Toriyama didn't write it and the new movies ignore it. But then they make claims that the Bardock special is canon, even though Dragon Ball Midas completely negates it, just because they prefer the special. They claim that Yo's son Goku and his friends return isn't canon, even though Toriyama wrote the outline for the story, and it's even referenced in Battle of Gods. They think that Frieza's new form should look like Cooler's final form, because that's what his race's fifth form looked like in a non-canon movie. Then there's Broly, who's one of the most beloved characters in the franchise, but he wasn't created by Toriyama, but that doesn't matter because he's totes badass and should totally be canon. People love to shit on Masako Nozawa for making Goku sound like a girl, even though she was handpicked by Toriyama and is his definitive voice for the character. And they claim that Kai is worse than the original DBZ, even though it removes most of the filler and is much closer to the manga that they claim is the only material that matters. But let's ignore all that because Battle of Gods, Fukkatsu no F, and Dragon Ball Super are the greatest things that ever happened to this franchise. Even though most haven't seen Fukkatsu no F, and no one has seen or even knows jack shit about Super. But that doesn't matter because it's written by Toriyama, so of course it's gonna be nothing short of pure perfection. You fucking hypocrites. And let's not forget the dub elitists. This is one of the few fandoms where the English dubbed version of the anime is so prominent that most are completely ignorant of the original Japanese version. And I don't mean that they don't know that there's a Japanese version, they're not that stupid. I mean that they are completely unfamiliar with the names and plot points that were changed in the dub. And it's not like Pokemon where there's an uncut Japanese version that hasn't been released stateside, so a lack of familiarity is understandable. DBZ has been available in its uncut sub form in the States legally since the very early 2000s, and so is the manga. But this fandom still clings to its horribly inaccurate dub, which changes names, story elements, and character personalities, acts that would be considered blasphemous and considered unacceptable if any other anime did that today. And yet it's still praised by nostalgia junkies, and is still the de facto version of the series in the States. To the point that when I say things like Saiyan, Sufurian, Kuriden, Kamiseni, Ying Jing Long, that people look at me like I'm talking about a completely different fucking franchise. Until I say Saiyan, Tuffle, Krillin, Master Roshi, Omega Shenron, and that's kind of bullshit. I mean, the Sailor Moon fandom was raised with a butchered dub, but if you call yourself a fan of that series, but only watched the censored dub, you probably still knew who Usagi Tsukino and Mikoto Kino were, and what the Dark Kingdom was. Seriously, DBZ fandom, get on their fucking level. And then of course, there's that part of the fandom that burns my ass more than any other. And that's the over-emotional man-children whose lives are apparently so vacuous that they need to imprint their sense of self-worth onto the series, and any criticism of it is viewed as a personal attack on them. And because of that, they feel the need to jump down my throat for criticizing the series as if I just called their mother a coked-out, cum-drizzled prostitute. For the record, my channel is not about sucking off this franchise until its dick is so chafed and bloodied, it no longer resembles its former phallic glory. And it's certainly not meant to be an echo chamber for your own opinions. If that's what you're looking for, there are plenty of other channels that take care of that for you. My channel is to express my opinions, to praise this series when I think it does something well, and to call it out when I think it's being garbage. If you can't handle that, then take your ass somewhere else. Now let me just clarify, I am not saying that you're not allowed to disagree with me, or to express your own opinions to me, or make counterpoints to my videos. In fact, I welcome that. But if you want to just tell me how I'm wrong, and try to defend your stance with 3 paragraphs of worthless fucking headcanons, or tell me I'm not a true Dragon Ball fan, because I refuse to sing the praises of mediocre storytelling, or you try to force feed me the doctrine of your Lord and Savior Toriyama like some sort of crazed weeaboo Mormon, then you can get fucked. Zeon, out. Hey there guys, did you enjoy this more raw, aggressive style of video? Well, I certainly hope so, because this is probably the direction that a lot of my videos are going to be going in from here on out. Yeah, no more trying to pander to the masses, no more holding back my opinions, I'm just going to let it all fly. So yeah, I hope you dug this video, and I hope you dig future videos that I put out. Till then, peace out.